I mean, this music scared the shit out of me the first time I heard it. Oh, and look at him. It's the first time I remember hearing music, hearing vocals in computer game music. Who's got the heel? Oh, that's utter shite. Who's got? Surely somebody's got. Oh, right, okay. Ah, you missed me. I think it translates to something like burning inside with violent rage, something like that. Oh, Jesus Christ almighty. I don't know if slow's gonna work on him, I doubt it. My god, it did. Right, we need to get this Knights of the Round on him. And then there's another part of the lyrics I remember translated to come, come, do not let me die, something like that. Right, well... yeah, and he goes up high so that we can't reach him or some shit like that. Oh, damn it, the regain practically got him back up to full health anyway. I don't know, maybe we just leave Tifa for support, because we're probably going to need it. Right, so Knights of the Round. I think I only used it the once before, once I got it at first. Yeah, eat it. Wow, this is pretty awesome actually. I seem to remember reading at some point that his HP has got something to do with what level Cloud is at, and I'm at level 72, which is actually perhaps not the best. Maybe I know I've done this before where Cloud's been at about level 55. It's funny how I can still remember the lyrics to the song. Well, actually I do listen to the song quite a lot. I'm fairly certain it's on my iPod. Oh no, it definitely is actually. The soundtrack to several Final Fantasy games is on my iPod. A permanent fixture of my iPod. Wow, this is just going on and on and on and on. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Is that him? Did the Knights of the Round kill him? Seriously? Oh my god, that was fucking easy! I don't remember that being as easy as that. I remember really struggling with that. We didn't even get his special attack, where you see all the different planets. Oh my god, but I don't remember him disintegrating so epically like that. Oh guys! Oh, we just defeated Sephiroth. Well, not quite yet, but oh my god! You always know it's serious when there isn't music playing, there's just the wind blowing in Final Fantasy VII. That means we're going to have a serious conversation about something. This is all we could do. Wait, what about Holy? What's going to happen to the planet? That I don't know. Isn't the rest up to the planet? You're right. We've done all that we could do. Alright everyone. We did our best. That's it. Let's go home. Let's go home proud. Oh. What happened? I feel it. What? He's still here. I'm having these paranoid feelings that the game's about to crash and all this will be for nothing. Still. Cloud? He's laughing. Oh, Cloud! Oh, we are flying through the air. Well, not really. It's like his spirit or something like that. I guess this is so that Cloud can. Oh, dum da dum dum da dum dum da dum. Oh, this is so that God, this really does feel like the Doctor Who opening titles. I suppose this is like so that he can like sort of disconnect his spirit or like his whatever you want to call it. You know, like the psychological link that Sephiroth's had on him. I guess this is like him severing it. I mean, I don't know. Is there any consensus on what this actually is, whether this really is one final battle between Sephiroth, or this is purely about clearing out all the... Oh, that's so cool. Yeah! Really about clearing out all the kind of crap in Cloud's head, and like, this is a psychological battle for him. Although if it is purely a psychological thing, it says something about Cloud that he's imagining Sephiroth topless. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Eat it, Sephiroth. Yes. I don't care if you're kind of a bit of a sympathetic villain. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Oh god, I forgot how dramatic and dynamic this is. Oh, dude, you are done. Oh dear, whoopsie. It was a bit of a creepy sight though, seeing all that blood on his face. Oh, and Cloud's got a wee bit on his too. I have to be perfectly honest, the ending of Final Fantasy VII does confuse me quite a bit. I think it confuses a lot of people. Livestream? Oh, and I think that's meant to be Aeris reaching out for him. Oh, come on, Cloud, run. Whew. I think I'm beginning to understand. What? The answer from the planet. Dude, do you want to climb up first and then talk about this? The Promised Land. I think I can meet her there. Yeah, let's go meet her. So apparently the promised land is actually like sort of your heart, or you know, like your, I don't know, like the core of your being or something like that. It's not a literal place. I have a feeling that President Rufus Shinra might have been a bit disappointed by that. Hey, where is everyone? Hey, yeah, don't mind us, we're just chilling here. I'm glad you're all safe. They all seem to be safe too. But now what are we going to do? Holy should be moving soon. And that means this place will. Oh, Lady Luck, don't fail me now. It does irritate me that we don't see Yuffie and Vincent in these FMVs because they were optional characters, but I don't know why they ever thought to put optional characters into the game. Why not just make them actual, like, main characters? Yeah. Yeah, just in case you hadn't noticed the babe on the side of the Sid ship before. Oh dear, that can't be much fun being inside that. Shit! Oh, does the high wind never stop impressing? Oh yeah, it's the village of Calm. I thought it was kind of cool seeing one of the villages in an FMV actually. Cool if they'd done that with more. They do get a bit, the Flower Girl, they do get a bit more cinematic with presenting the towns for the first time in later games. Oh shit. Forgot how close it gets, and of course it's heading right down for the city of Midgar. I wonder what is that, possibly because that's where the most damage has been done to the planet, with these, like, sort of maybe some kind of commentary on, like, the building of big industrial areas, you know, and the damage it does to a relatively small area. Or it does a lot of damage for a small area. Oh, I'm sure nobody's dying in this. God, you thought it was bad enough that people in Sector 7 died, but bloody hell. Marlene! Oh, wow, that's, I forgot we got that shot. That's pretty cool that you can, but mind you, that's the Final Fantasy VII equivalent of the other side of the planet, so I don't know why we can see it. Wait a damn minute. What's going to happen to Midgar? We can't let that happen. I had everyone take refuge in the slums. But the way things are now... Oh God, can you believe that Cat She was a permanent character, but Yuffie and Vincent weren't? It's too late for Holy. Meteor is approaching the planet. Holy is having the opposite effect. Forget Midgar. We've got to worry about the planet. Oh, I love him tapping on the controls there, apprehensive. What's that? it's pretty. What the hell is that? Live stream. Ah, the life of the planet. Marlene is coming. Wow, it's like literally covering the whole planet. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Ending on the first image in the game. Or not quite ending, but we'll get to that in a moment. So there we go, there's Final Fantasy VII. What does that ending mean? Oh god, who knows? It's been a huge amount of fun coming back to this game again and playing it again, because I haven't played it in a few years and my memory was quite patchy, and you know, I think you can accuse a lot of people of looking at Final Fantasy VII through kind of rose-tinted glasses, and you know, I will freely admit that I do that as well, because it's hard with like something that's older to think about it objectively. You know, like you think about, it's more wrapped up in memory and nostalgia. You know, it's you remember how you felt the first time. Like whenever I watch the opening FMV of Final Fantasy VII, I'm not watching it as a woman. I'm watching it as a 15-year-old kid who's just got a PlayStation 1 for Christmas, and this is the first thing I put in. And imagine the jump from a Sega Mega Drive to this, and watching that opening FMV that pulls back and shows you the entire city before moving down into the train station, and then away you go on that first bombing mission. When I think about like Sephiroth, I think about, you know, my confused, conflicted feelings about how, oh, he's a bad guy and he's doing horrible things, but is he being manipulated by Genova and all this kind of stuff, and you know, just getting emotionally wrapped up in the characters. Looking at it as a more objective, older gamer with a lot more experience with RPGs and with storytelling and gaming, it has lost some of its nuance, because of course storytelling in games is a continuously evolving thing. So it kind of looks a bit shallow's the wrong word, but it does kind of lose some of its nuance, some of its power. There's definitely things in the story that you can think, well, that could have been executed better. I think there's also a tendency with the gameplay to have this kind of kitchen sink approach to it, and I think a lot of games from this time are kind of guilty of this, that they think, well, we're on a PlayStation 1 now, and we're on optical discs, and we can do so much more than we could with a cartridge, so we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. So then you end up with a lot of stuff that kind of feels like, why are we doing this when it would actually just be more powerful or more effective to just do it the way we've been doing it so far. For example, the Fort Condor stuff. You know, it's basically a mini game within the game that it would be a lot more effective, I think, if we just had battles in the same manner, and you know, like had to fight wave after wave after wave rather than just controlling these awful little soldiers instead. And I mean, something like the motorbike stuff was all right, but it does irritate me when there's this little gameplay mechanic or element that's only going to turn up once, and then you never actually do it again. I mean, I know we could go to the Gold Saucer and ride the bike in the games, but it's not quite the same thing, is it? So, you know, there are stuff. Oh, snowboards! The snowboarding section's another one. Yes, we could go to the Gold Saucer and play the game and technically do it again, but within the main game itself, we only do that once and then it goes away. So it's hard not to feel like there is that kitchen sink approach. But listen, this game's not aged particularly well. But no, it's not that it's not aged particularly well, because I think the core elements of the gameplay still do hold up very well, and actually I would take the battles in this game over the more modern Final Fantasy. I mean, look, I got about 10 hours into Final Fantasy XIII and I couldn't bear to play anymore, although somebody was trying to reassure me recently that it is actually you just need to get through that first slog and then it improves. But the battles in modern games where it's more like a oh, what do you call it? You know, like the sort of World of Warcraft kind of thing, where the camera's just kind of hanging limply behind the character while they, an MMO, while they fight. Whereas in this game, it's not overly dramatic camera moves. Sometimes it's just a kind of like sort of graceful move around a character, or maybe pulling up to show the entire area, or just having something really nice while a certain magic attack happens. That just gives it a more dynamic, dramatic feel than a lot of modern RPGs do. And you know, the characters, I admit it, I got attached to them, I became fond of them, I even, you know, I love sounds like a bit of a corny word to use, but I did grow to love these characters. I loved the world, I loved exploring it. I mean, it felt so huge to me at the time. It felt like there was so much to do and so much to explore. And you know, again, it's kind of like a backhanded compliment to modern games, I guess, that it doesn't feel as big now because you've got things like the Elder Scrolls. That really do give you this huge environment to explore. So it will be interesting. I am sort of slightly nervous, but at the same time very much looking forward to the remake of Final Fantasy VII to see what they do with it, because if they're just going to do a straightforward, here's the old game with modern graphics, then what's the point of that? But if they can take the things that were special about Final Fantasy VII and then use that to sort of make a new game, but maybe expand upon it and say, well, you know, here's what the original intention of this was, but due to limitations of the time they could only do this, and really just expand it and open it up even more. And build upon it as well. Give us new towns, give us new scenarios, give us new environments, give us new things to find and to explore and such. Because, you know, like the size of the map now compared to what the size of the map in this game. I mean, this game's tiny in comparison to modern games, so I really do hope that they just open it up and add so much more. And bloody hell, I hope that they also fix the bloody script, because there's so many things about this script that do not make sense, or are blatant continuity errors. You know, like the stuff with Vincent that I pointed out when Hojo reveals that he is Sephiroth's father, and Vincent is surprised by stuff that he's already told us about or already knows about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Final Fantasy remake. And hopefully they'll expand upon the characters as well. Hopefully they will make Vincent and Yuffie permanent characters. I can't imagine why they wouldn't, because they become such a part of it. It's not like people don't really think of Yuffie and Vincent as proper elements of this game. Of course they do, and they've turned up in the film Advent Children, and they've turned up. Well, Vincent got his own spin-off game that was a bit crap, but you know, whatever. So yeah, I have high hopes for the remake. Now, are we about to see the 500 years later? Oh, now remember how Red was the last of his kind? Yeah, well, he must have found a lady somewhere, because or maybe science helped. Oh, you never know, actually, because these are just cubs. So maybe science in some way, you know, allowed for the creation of baby reds, and this is how he's managed to repopulate his own species. But yeah. Yeah, it's 500 years later, and they still haven't cleared up that shit. And there's a flock of geese. I think that was geese. Boom. Not a human in sight, but there's children's laughter. So humanity did survive. And my game just kind of crashed and went back to, well, it didn't crash exactly, it just kind of closed out and went back to the desktop. So well, in the original PlayStation version, I guess, because you can't really do that with a PlayStation, we just went to a star field, and yeah, it was just continuous, and you had to hit the reset button, I remember. Yeah, I just had one last final thought there, just before we were going, is also the combat. The one thing about the combat that does really irritate me, and this will not come as a surprise to you, because I've bitched about it throughout the entirety of the Let's Play, is that it's slow. It's really, really slow, and I don't remember it being that slow. And I don't mean slow as in terms of like actions happening. I mean like there's literal moments when people are just standing staring at each other. You know, like it's I guess maybe it's the game thinking. I don't know. Maybe it's just the limited abilities of the time for the game to properly think about what it's doing. So that might be the problem there, but my god, I mean, especially in that last fight with the first Sephiroth, like, just, I can't, it's strange, I don't remember it being that slow at the time, so maybe that was just the speed at games operated now, and as time's gone on and gameplay has become faster and faster and faster, the slowness of it is more apparent. But yeah, that's something that's quite painful now, the way there's just there's times when the boss battles just seem to come to a complete standstill for several seconds, and that's really not a feeling you want going into your final boss battles. But do you know something? That will not take away my joy of this game. You know, like I said, it's about memory, and it's about nostalgia, and it's about, you know, like like you cling on to those feelings that you have the first time you play a game. It's like the first Tomb Raider. You know, like the scale of that game is not very big compared to modern games, and yet, oh man, I have such strong memories of the first time I started up that game and I played the caves, or you know, going into the cistern. That I always come back to me every time I play the game. So then when, you know, like younger gamers play the first Tomb Raider, they're probably like, what is this? This is awful, and Lara doesn't move very well. But you know, that's just how things go, isn't it? You hold on to the memories of that first time. So that is Final Fantasy VII. Can you believe I actually finished the damn game? You know, like, people do not watch this to the same extent as they watch my Tomb Raider videos. So if you are somebody who's stuck with this series, I know there's at least one person who's been badgering me about it, or you know, like asking me when I was going to finish off Final Fantasy VII. If you are somebody who's been watching this series, then thank you very much. I very much appreciate it, and I've very much enjoyed doing this and going back and experiencing the game again. I know I bitch and whine and moan a lot when I've been playing this, but you know something, I'm British, and when we're moaning, it actually means that we're having a jolly good time. So that is Final Fantasy VII over and done with. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.